Welcome to the Lindsay Ann Learning Channel with content to help English teachers just like you find balance in their lives and teaching practice. I am Lindsay, a veteran National Board Certified high school English teacher and founder of Lindsay Ann Learning. And I am passionate about helping other English teachers, so I write on my website and I create these videos to share practical feedback strategies, student-centered learning ideas, and mini lessons that you can share with your students. You'll find all that here and more, so please don't be a stranger. Be sure to like this video and don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell notification so that you can have a steady stream of English teacher inspiration and ideas. And lastly, I hope that you take a moment to talk back to me by leaving me a comment on this video once you're done watching. In this video, we will explore microfiction reading and writing. I have found great success with this assignment, and I believe it to be an engaging way to teach important reading and writing skills. Now, I know that I'm preaching to the choir when it comes to the love of the written word. If I'm being honest though, sometimes we have to hook students into reading and writing. Am I right? Sometimes students have lost their innate love of a story. And that's not even addressing the fact that as teachers, we must align our work to standards. We may feel that time spent writing fiction must be cut at the expense of other more important skills. But let's not forget the power of the story and the fact that our students are storytellers, even though some of them might just need to remember how and why. Microfiction storytelling is also known as flash fiction or sudden fiction. Unlike a regular short story, it is limited to a certain number of words, typically 1,000 words or less. When I assign microfiction writing to my students, they are typically asked to write 300 to 500 words. Some call this short writing, a subset of flash fiction, even longer than its cousin, the 6-word story. But what about the skills, you might ask? What can we do with microfiction? Is it the lazy evil stepsister to real writing? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, you can definitely teach reading strategies and discuss author choices, including plot, organization, syntax, diction, theme, and author's purpose. Because these texts are short and accessible, they pair easily with poems, longer short stories, podcasts, TED Talks, and more. Students can make connections and discuss how a common thematic message is conveyed in both texts. It's also interesting to examine the impact and importance of what is not said in a microfiction story. As a microfiction writer, you not only have to consider what you're going to put into the story, but also what you're going to leave out. And what you leave out has just as much meaning, sometimes more, than what you choose to put into your story. When I ask my students to write short stories, they must be purposeful as writers. They must consider the impact of their words. They must practice sentence combining and the elimination of wordiness. They have to think about show versus tell, characterization, and plot. Most importantly, they have to explain to me in the end why they made these choices. To start our study of microfiction, we read a variety of these short stories, exploring the differences between writing long and writing short. We look at and write 6-sentence stories. We consider the following questions. Can a story be good in 6 words or less? What even is a good story anyway? How about 400 words or less? How many words does a writer actually need? We discuss 6-word stories and the impact of word choice as well as what is not said. As we do this, we review the elements of plot, connotation versus denotation, syntax, and more. We then listen to the winner of the 3-minute fiction contest on NPR, which I will link in the description below. We discuss the questions that you will see on your screen, so I would encourage you to pause this video if you want to spend a few more seconds here or take a quick screenshot. I ask students to reflect overall about what is gained and what is lost by writing short. In general, do these stories work well? How do you read them differently from the way you read a longer work? What do they give the reader that a longer work just doesn't? From here, students write their own short story, 20 words or less to get started, individually or with a partner. Here are some prompts for this initial writing exercise. Leave a message after the orange juice. But father, I never knew. Excuse me, but I believe you ate your... To introverts or to extroverts? I suggest giving students a time limit and then asking them to discuss the choices that they made in their 20-word story. What did they leave out? How did they start and end, and why? As we talk about their stories, which students are usually eager to share, we return to discussion of some of the previous questions, but as writers instead of readers. Next, as we progress through the unit, we work on strategies to eliminate wordiness, including the elimination of those nasty to-be verbs, unnecessary redundancy, directly stated feelings or actions, cliches, unnecessary adverbs, vague pronouns and qualifiers, as well as my pet peeve, the word thing. I am always impressed with students' microfiction writing. The final product is a 300 to 500 word story, or to up the ante, you can have students write 2 or even 3 different stories with the same theme, a difference in tone and mood, a difference in perspective, etc. When they are finished writing, my students leave comments to explain their overall message, as well as the impact of their diction, organization, and syntax choices. And if you're having them write a couple different stories, you can have them compare contrast as well in these comments. It is really nice that this assignment is versatile enough to include any number of places during the school year. We've used it as a capstone project after an extensive study of author style moves. We've also used it to open the year to review reading and writing skills and build students' revision skills and sentence variety skills. You can also tailor the subject or the theme to a certain time of the year or a certain unit. Around Halloween, if you have a couple of extra days, you can have students write horror or mystery or thriller microfiction stories, which is something that they really enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video provided some practical ideas for teaching flash fiction, aka microfiction, in your English classroom. As students progress through their analysis and writing of microfiction, I love using station activities and digital writer's notebook work. You can find links to these resources in the description below. And as always, I cannot let you go without reminding you to like this video and subscribe to my channel for even more teaching ideas like this one. I'll see you next time.